That's the one!
Maybe you did.
Awesome.
Steven thinks he saw a ghost.
I thought I saw a person and oh god, the fucking look at my there's something on my I move like this and the light caught it and I saw like a fucking
What's in Steve's head? Ghost and bread.
Ghosts. We got him.
Getting the ghosts off your
my lenses.
That's the one!
And we're live! Hello everyone, I'm Justin,
I'm Steven.
and this is the best podcast we got. Today we're going to be going over Boeing 737 MAX and some of the issues that they've been having. We're going to talk about our favorite airplane movies, some stories that we have traveling, and some new viruses that are going on in China. You know,
Do you even
Patient Zero.
do you know the name of it?
What's the name of it? I'm just kidding.
Soran
It's
Coronavirus.
So it's
Corona.
coronavirus.
Corona.
Yeah, like the drink.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's already been memes about it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because sounds the same.
It comes from like bats.
It comes from bats.
Yeah.
Guano.
Bats. They do this. This is how they
They
fly.
do.
All right. So so I'm sure a lot of people have heard about the planes taking nosedives, and crash landing. Not here in the U.S., but in other countries, which I'm sure is terrifying if you're on one of those planes. I mean, even if I was on a plane and it was just nosediving and they got out of it for that point in time that they were going down, I would be petrified because I already have like a slight fear of flying as is.
I do too, yeah, because it's like
You have no control.
yeah, I'm not afraid to fly, but it just you always have that fear like if anything goes wrong, I'm dead. There's nothing I can do. I'm just screwed. Like there's literally I'm here. I'm in the ground.
I hope
and
the
I'm
plane, the guy who's flying the plane, lands it like the guy who did it in the Hudson.
Yeah. Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, great pilot.
Great pilot. But yeah, I mean it just sounds like a bad safety precaution to just have the plane manually just nosedive.
Yeah,
At no point do I think the big 740. Oh wait, what's it called? 747.
it's a 737 MAX.
737 Max. Yeah, at no point should it nosedive because that's just like a bad move. They're not like maneuverable. Like,
Do we know
Yeah.
why it nosedives?
is it a built-in thing?
I think I know that it's a built-in like safety measure that
That's real safe. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it has something to do with safety, but these people who were flying them weren't trained on it.
Oh, so it was a training issue.
I think it was a training issue, and it is an overall. I think it's not supposed to go into a straight nosedive. It's supposed to adjust the plane, but the way that it's telling it to adjust, like I guess a pilot should know to go into manual and take it out before it would start to nosedive. But I'm guessing I think it's like some sort of flight hour thing, like
Flight hour?
like in order to be a pilot or pilot like a 737 MAX or any new plane that comes out, you have to have X amount of flight hours.
So, according to the report, a micro-pressure failure in the 737 MAX 8's computer system could result in something known as in the industry as runaway stabilizer trim. So that's the smaller horizontal wings on the tail of the aircraft that normally stabilizes it in flight, and the degree in which they're facing relative to the wind over or under them. And it can lift the tail upward or push it downward. So it's either going to make the plane go whoop or whoop.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a serious.
And that's just it's based on micro pressure. I'm not a pilot. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But it sounds scary.
Wow. Yeah, that's like so it's definitely a problem in like the plane itself.
Yeah, like in the system of the plane
Yeah.
itself. Because most of these guys, the only manual part from what I hear is the takeoff and
Landing.
landing. So really, they're just kind of working for 15 minutes or so, and they're just kind of cruising. It's
Yeah.
on like cruise control.
Because I mean, where are they gonna hit? It just maintains altitude, I think,
Yeah.
and then just whatever track you're on.
And I'm guessing this micro pressure thing is an adjustment that probably the pilot would have to make manually.
It sounds like it's like a false reading.
Yeah.
Like the machine just,
But it
fucks
never
up.
happened in the U.S. Where there were a lot more 737 Max planes.
Now, are they U.S. companies that are flying these planes?
Yeah. No, that are flying them overseas that crashed.
Yeah.
2 planes. I believe
we,
they
like,
were
sell-
not. I believe neither one of them were.
One was taking off from Indonesia, and the other, I know the other one crashed in Pakistan. I don't know where that one came from, though. I can check.
But like, did
I don't-
like a company sell them like an older version of like?
No, because the Max is a new plane.
Oh, it's brand new.
Yeah. So like orders for it only came out in the past couple of years.
Must have. I don't know, man.
But
It's like,
U.S. companies have been flying them for a while.
And no problem.
But now nobody wants to fly them, obviously.
Well, yeah, I don't want to fly one
Bad,
right now.
bad publicity.
Yeah. If something can just break and it either goes up like that, like
Well-
the throttle.
Well, it's crazy. I was watching an interview of these old Boeing retirees, like these guys who worked for Boeing since like World War II, right, making planes, and they were saying like the reputation of Boeing was like people. There was a saying, if it's not Boeing, I'm not going. Like people are literally like, I only fly Boeing planes because I mean, there's really only 2 big plane making companies. There's either Boeing or Airbus. So there's not
That's
really
it.
anything in between for large commercial air flight, and
and now this
they're
happens.
upset about the reputation being tarnished with the 737. They didn't think they handled it right. So originally they said, oh, it was because the pilots had poor training. So they didn't mention the malfunction.
And then someone found out that
And then,
it was a
yeah.
malfunction, and then it was
and
like,
then they're like trying to sweep it under, and then they had the FAA, right? Yep, had to make them ground all their planes and basically fix them, which
well,
they're still doing.
You didn't want to do that, yeah.
It's been months, but just think there was thousands of orders of these planes, and they literally had the factory stop making them because
They need to figure out the problem.
well, they supposedly they figured out, they fixed it, but it still has to go through all these FHA
testing, yeah, because they're not going to let those back up in the air.
They're not
without-
going to just let them up. And even if they do, does Boeing even bother? Because you think they already associated with the plane going down. You think people are going to want to fly these planes?
Yeah, no, because you need to just end that line.
Yeah.
Start a new one, make it the exact same thing as the old one, just new name.
It's like making a-
do something.
I'm looking up to see if it's been fixed and if it's under inspection and everything
Yeah.
now. The first thing is what's new 737 Max return to service updates, but it's from the actual Boeing website, and I'm like, I don't trust you. You're gonna make it sound like it's oh, everything's fine, we fixed it, and I'm like, you killed everyone on these No.
I mean,
But does it become a instance where Boeing just says, okay, 737, we're not doing a Max, we're gonna make an 838.
yeah, we're gonna do something else.
You
We're
know
not
what
gonna
I
have that because that name is already. It seems like a big scandal now. Everyone
Yeah.
knows about it.
It's the FAA.
FAA.
Oh, FAA,
FHA.
FHA.
That's what the loans for housing. It's in my head. I'm looking for houses.
That'll do it.
Yeah, I mean it's I guess it's equivalent to getting on the Titanic 2.
Yeah, it's like which they did have,
Which they are doing.
Oh, they are doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, set sail I think this year.
Yeah, we looked that up. It was who would ever name something like that? That's like naming it the Titanic too. Wait, is there one? Oh shit, they're
There
coming
is
out with
one.
one right now.
And the Boeing 737 Max is like the Titanic.
Would you go on the Titanic too?
Yeah, I think I'd fly a Max 737 Max.
You would go on one?
Yeah, and that's flown by an American company, I think I would. I'd
Yeah?
do it. Yeah.
No.
You wouldn't?
No. And I don't know.
No.
I'm a little
I
skeptical.
I would.
Because it doesn't sound like it didn't sound like the pilot had anything to do with it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not to say that I'm probably not flying maybe one of these planes on like Spirit or or like
Oh, I remember.
maybe I'd go with like an American or a Southwest.
The last time we flew in a plane, what airline was that?
We use Spirit.
Spirit.
Oh, yeah. Bumpy ride.
Yeah.
The last time. I was like, there was a few times in the end. Like,
Well, it's
But
like
I
a
feel
discount.
Like that's not the pilot's fault.
I don't know. I think it was going to Florida, flying to Florida last time we did. It was like going there was rough.
Yeah.
It was scary. It was a little sketchy a few times. Coming back, nice, smooth ride. It was night and day.
Well, the flight we took to Vegas too was Spirit. That one.
That wasn't too bad though. I didn't have any.
My Wood Grip is like they're like a discount airline, and I feel like the pilots probably make less on Spirit than they do at others. So maybe you might be getting
The discount.
Not you're
pilot?
getting the C student.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like
He
again.
might not have taken all of his flight hours that he was supposed to.
I don't know, man. It's like I don't like to fly.
I don't
You know,
like to
I'm
fly
not-
either because I don't have control.
Yeah, like it's
know what
not,
I mean?
and not only that, like in a car, you can get in a fender bender. You can flip the car, and
Yeah.
you know you're gonna be all right. Like not all right, but you get banged up. You're not gonna die.
Yeah.
But like the plane, you're not surviving the plane crash. Like
Well, you're ground level.
very unlikely.
At least in your
Yeah,
car,
you're not
ground level.
falling. Yeah, into,
You're not falling thousands of feet
Yeah.
from the sky.
Yeah, that's
You know, we were talking just last episode about like when you're riding the roller coaster down and like you're thinking about ways you're like the max you're like a couple hundred feet off the ground and you're like I would definitely like die.
yeah.
Imagine falling from thousands of feet.
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, dead. You're dead. Dead.
And
then
even if you survive, you're gonna be pretty messed up.
we were talking about this too earlier. If you were ever gonna crash, it'd
Yeah.
be better to do it like over, like the ocean,
Yeah.
like under the best conditions, emergency crash landing into the ocean, right?
Yeah.
They have GPS and shit. Everything goes right. You're still gonna be stranded in the ocean for
A while.
a couple hours, probably 3-4 hours, maybe more.
And it's cold.
It's cold.
If you're in the Atlantic, it's fucking
Yeah, so you might have a really slow, painful death, and then not only that, if it's over like the cold water has a lot of shocks too, right?
Yeah.
They have like the big ones, like the
Yeah, the
great
great
whites.
whites.
Yeah, the great whites.
the big guys.
So I'm trying to find, kind of going back to what we were talking about before, trying to find information on like what fixes they're making. One of the most pressing things that the New York Times is reporting is that the top engineers for designing the planes and everything, the first people they report to are the business leaders, and then they report to their other engineers. So like if something's wrong, they have to go to the business leader, like the executive first, who's like, we gotta get these out, we gotta make money, instead of like the other people trained in finding what's wrong.
Yeah.
That, and we were talking about it before, is training, and training hours vary by country.
Yeah.
So there's one that the first officer on one of the airlines that crashed in March was relatively inexperienced with only just over 200 hours of flying 737s.
I don't want somebody who's only spent like 200 hours.
Yeah, but 200 hours is kind of a lot of hours.
Not when I think like the U.S. like requires like 1,000 or something like that.
If you don't got it in the 200, you're probably not going to get it in the 1,000.
Yeah, but 200 flight hours, there's not necessarily like sometimes they're just sitting on the plane.
Well, yeah, I mean that's half.
As
That's most of the
co-pilot,
time.
As co-pilot.
As cold.
So
Yeah,
the
I mean,
U.S.
that's-
requirement is a minimum of 1,000 flight hours as co-pilot in air carrier operations
Yeah.
prior to serving.
But
that's a lot.
Enhanced training.
I don't think that's other countries.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? I think they're a little less. Like I think they do a lot of like virtual training and stuff.
So they don't even have to actually fly before
I think
Yeah,
some
but-
countries allow flight hours through like the virtual.
the virtual
flight.
reality stuff.
1,500 hours can be earned in about 2 years.
Wow. So like 2 years of
So
flying.
the training pilots go through in the U.S. is a couple of years long.
Wow.
It's not just like when you get a job and they train you in a week and then you're working.
I wonder how the first guy flies.
He just goes for it.
He's just like, they allow him just to fly? 'Cause
Yeah,
he has
I
0
guess.
hours.
Yeah, no, I mean, first guy who invented the goddamn plane just went up there, man. He figured it out, you know.
Like that first ride on the Max, like imagine you're the test guy. You have to take the plane up and just fly it around.
I'm sure they have a team.
Yeah, but even so, what if something goes wrong? I mean, you're like,
Then
Thousands
they
of feet.
die,
Yeah.
and then they don't tell no one about it, and they get the family's hush money. You know, I don't know. I'm sure they have the. Well, you're not sending the A team up there either. You know.
oh, maybe you want the
No, you want the students to prove their worth to get these flight hours.
Yeah.
You put them out there. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Maybe that's how that's how they learn.
Well, that's what I mean. Maybe some of these other countries, the first guys up there are just, they don't have the hours.
I'm sure there's some kind of regulation, about it. Like they have some kind of degree of testing.
Yeah,
all
I'm saying is that other countries, they might be a little more lax, and I think that
Maybe.
what might have brought this
Probably.
along.
They might.
But I'm not saying, because Boeing also obviously found out that there was something wrong and really didn't really. It's okay.
I don't. No, I mean,
Because their first response was I said, was like, oh, it was like a country that doesn't they don't have enough flight training.
No, they wanted to direct it towards. Oh no, it was the pilot. It was the plane's a great plane, best plane ever. The pilot was undertrained. There was something wrong with the pilot. Because it's like not our fault. That was their fault.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, it's pretty standard move. I feel. So.
Yeah. Now that we're on the topic of planes, what is your favorite airplane movie?
Oof. Con Air.
Con Air?
Yeah, I'd probably go with
Cage.
Con Air.
I mean, it's no Travolta, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Travolta. He's. Well, Nicolas Cage is a good actor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they are
He's okay.
different in that way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. They're into Nick Cage, I guess.
Come on, man. I don't know. He's awesome.
So you like Con Air?
Con Air or yeah, I guess I'd go with Con Air.
Con Air.
I like Turbulence with Ray Liotta.
You don't like snakes on a plane?
I like Snakes on a Plane. It's not my favorite. I think Con Air was a better movie.
You know what movie I used to watch a lot when I was younger?
What?
Soul Plane.
Soul Plane with Snoop
All
Dogg?
the time. Yeah. I used to
was
watch
Kevin
it
Hart in
all-
that?
I think so. I'm
Before
pretty
he
sure.
was big, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like one of. I think he was.
I think his butt gets stuck in the toilet. Something like that.
Can we get a confirmed?
Can we get a confirmed
He is,
butt in the
yes,
toilet?
Kevin Hart is in it.
Yeah, I knew he
and
was.
Let's see if his butt gets stuck.
Someone's butt gets stuck in the toilet.
You know what? I never seen it.
It's funny.
It's
a
good.
funny
Yeah,
movie.
it's good.
It's a funny plane movie.
I haven't.
I really, if I was saying my favorite is probably Flight of the Phoenix. I thought
Yeah, it's a good one too. I like that.
That was like
a
my
good movie.
favorite one. They crash and then they have to fly out of there.
What about Airplane?
Then remake a plane.
What about Airplane?
Airplane?
You know what movie that is? With
the cover is the planes like kind of.
yeah. What's his name? Leslie Nielsen.
I don't remember the movie fully though.
Yes,
I don't either.
He does get his butt stuck on the toilet.
He does. I knew he got his
Confirmed.
butt stuck.
Confirmed.
Kevin Hart. If you want to see Kevin Hart get his butt stuck in a movie, Soul Plane. Great plane movie. They did not take the 737 Max up. Great movie though.
No, but I bet the plane from Flight of the Phoenix was about.
The Phoenix plane was a Boeing 737.
Actually, no, it was Pilot Arrow.
Landed right in the desert.
Oh yeah.
Worst place ever. Worst place ever to get stuck.
I guess I don't know.
Or it would have
Maybe
to be
not, 'cause
really hot or really cold. I feel like those are the two.
No,
extremes.
but here's the thing: you're most likely to survive a desert impact because it's so much softer, or a snow impact because the snow's gonna help you a little bit. It's gonna let you
Yeah,
slide.
but I'm saying afterwards.
No,
now
yeah,
that you're
it's
out,
gonna
it's
suck.
like,
Yeah, but like you're not gonna survive a forest
Yeah.
crash or a mountain or any kind of like.
Yeah. Well,
A
if you
valley.
do, you're gonna be pretty messed up when
Yeah,
you
you're
get
gonna
out
get.
of it.
Yeah, you're gonna get wrecked.
That
but like
would be
the
worst.
the desert, you might make it. You know, you have a high probability of
Yeah.
walking away, but then you have to worry about no food. It seems like the movies, they always chalk up a reason to be like, and they don't know where they are. When really they have like GPS out they know where the planes are.
Yeah.
They have to know where the planes are.
Yeah.
So as soon as they lose contact or something like that,
Not if they go over the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, she's right.
electromagnetism.
Or if the tail breaks off and the black box goes somewhere else, because that's the way the GPS is, right?
Isn't the tail end? I think they have backups. They have a black box.
They have
in
a
the
black
cockpit.
box. They just spread the black
They got
boxes
one on
throughout
each.
the-
I think they have one in the cockpit and then a backup in the tail. That sounded dirty.
I don't know. I thought there was only one black box on a plane.
I think no, it backs up on the tail, so then they can't find it in the wreckage. Like what if they
Backs up on
yeah,
the
they
tail.
get, no, because like
Two.
if it just
There's
blows
two?
up-
Commercial aircraft tend to carry 2 black boxes.
See,
One is called Flight Data Recorder, and it records all of the plane data, including speed. And I didn't click the whole link, so it's gonna be a lot faster.
Well, now we know that too.
yep.
Yeah.
So
The other is the cockpit voice recorder, and that's where the sex phone workers.
the voice recorder, it's like it doesn't just record the voice.
Probably, yeah. You've seen that on the news.
we're going down.
No, they show that shit on the news sometimes.
It records the sound inside the cockpit for the previous half hour of the flight, and then it runs on a continuous loop.
Oh,
So
so
it's
they don't-
always just recording the last half hour.
yeah, that's just what they tell the pilots. Because that like you have like all the weird gossip and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't listen to any of that.
No, yeah,
Soon,
right.
like a couple of years from now, we're all going to be watching a real cockpit
Pilots.
stories.
Confession of an airline pilot.
Confession of an airline
They just get
pilot.
them loaded while they're driving, drinking and driving the whole time.
Well,
I
I'm
think they're
sure.
flying, not driving.
I'm sure they're.
drive?
You fly a
Pilot
plane, you
a
don't
plane, I
drive.
guess.
Yeah.
You
You
fly.
kind of drive a plane though.